The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, I'm Tiffany Thomas with the Oracle Applications Users Group. Welcome everyone to OUG's Collaborate 19 preview session. Today's e-learning session is titled Unfolding Your EBS Roadmap, Strategies for Maintaining, Modernizing, and Moving to the Cloud. OAUG will host over 500 sessions on topics pertinent to the Oracle applications of today and tomorrow, such as this one at Collaborate on April 7 through 11 at Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center in San Antonio, Texas. The OAUG forum covers topics on eBusiness Suite, on-prem, EPM, Hyperion, and so much more. Claim the lowest available rates. Register today by visiting collaborate.oaug.org. Before we get started, I would like to go over a couple housekeeping items. You will be on mute throughout the presentation. If you would like to ask a question, please type it into your question box in your control panel at any time. Once the presentation has concluded, I'll read back the question so the presenter can respond. We are recording this session and it will be available on the OAUG website later today. I would like to now introduce your presenter for today, Alyssa Johnson, VP of Applications at Kiest. Take it away, Elisa.
Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate it. Yep. Can you see my screen, Tiffany?
Yes, looks great.
Okay, great. Thank you. And thank you to everyone for joining today. We're just doing a quick preview of what's to come at Collaborate. I'm very excited about the opportunity to present at Collaborate and for all of the networking opportunities that we're going to all have being there. Looking forward to seeing you there. Today, we're going to talk about unfolding your EBS roadmap, strategies for maintaining, modernizing, and moving to the cloud. As Tiffany said, my name's Elisa Johnson. I'm the Vice President of Applications at KEST. I also have the pleasure of serving on the OAUG Board of Directors and have served for the past 8 years. I am certified both in EBS and in ERP Cloud. Have spent 15 years in the Oracle EBS space. In fact, was a co-author of the Release 12 primer when it was first GA back in 2007. Wanted to tell you a little bit, since this is a preview session, wanted to tell you a little bit about, what we would be covering in that session at Collaborate. And this is actually the abstract that you're going to find in the Collaborate app, help you to decide which sessions to go to. For those of you that were at OpenWorld, you may have heard this announcement at the eBusiness Suite strategy and roadmap session, but they have a new theme of continuous innovation. And we're going to talk about in this session how that really changes the way companies are going to approach their ERP strategy. The first thing we'll talk about, and I'll talk a little bit in detail about that today on this session, just to give you a preview. We're going to talk about how the decoupling of the application upgrades from the technical stack upgrades is really going to help organizations to be able to focus what they're doing on business value add, right? It's not just going to be trying to get the application and the technical stack aligned as it needed to be, but they're going to be able to spend a lot more of their energy on some of the newer innovations that the EBS team has come out with. And then we'll discuss that. And then also in this session, we're going to talk about a couple of different ways that users can modernize their EBS. One of them is on the enterprise command centers. This has been out a couple of years, but again, because of this new continuous innovation model, I see a lot of organizations taking the opportunity to look at it because it's going to help, again, the end user be more efficient in their day-to-day job. And then, of course, maybe a bigger effort, but just more impactful probably, is going to be the opportunity to migrate your eBusiness suite to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and we'll be talking about that as well in this session. So the agenda, again, this is a preview of what we'll talk about in the session in April, is to talk about the continuous innovation model and its impact on your business, and explore how this is going to change your EBS roadmap and the options that you're going to be able to look at. And then we're going to highlight the enterprise command centers, and I'll do a little preview of that today on how you can utilize those command centers to modernize the experience for your users. And then finally showcase EBS Lift-And-Shift to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure case study that we here at KEST, we've been able to help several of our clients move their EBS systems to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and how that helped them in their roadmap, both their EBS roadmap and their modernization of their infrastructure. So I think one of the most important things to say, really, in any eBusiness Suite session is, the Oracle's commitment to eBusiness Suite, and they really demonstrated that at OpenWorld this past October. They've solidified that commitment. They now are offering premier support for 12.2 at least through 2030. It really helps organizations to get off of the upgrade treadmill. This is really going to be the last release, and but not to worry. This is going to have an annual rolling 10-year support decision, so you're always going to have that 10-year runway. In 2018 they made the decision to go through 2030. 2019 they're going to make the decision to go through 2031, and so forth each year. So annually they'll make that decision, and so whenever the time comes, we don't know when that's going to be, when they say EBS is no longer going to be under premier support, there'll be 10 years from that date, and so plenty of time to make support another direction. But at least for the time being, at least until 2030, EBS is going to be under that premier support model. Now, how are they able to do this? Because typically premier support was like in 5-year segments as you were going through the upgrade cycles. You'd have 5 years of premier support, 3 years of extended, and then into sustaining. So how was Oracle able to change this model to support this kind of premier support for such a long period of time? And it really had to do with this EBS continuous innovation. It decoupled the application upgrade from the technical stack upgrade. So organizations are going to be able now, moving forward from 12.2 forward, to update their underlying technology while keeping the same level of EBS code. So you're able to get that new technology stack without a major EBS upgrade. So there's no need to rewrite your customizations, and you can take those 12.2 point releases as you want to take them, completely separate from what you're doing from the technical stack. So you can see back in 11.5.10 on the IaaS 1.0.2.2 required, once you went to that application server 10G, you had to be 12.1.3, and then 12.2.8 you went to the Fusion middleware 11G, so it required that application upgrade. Now at this point you can do those technical stack upgrades completely separate. So by doing that, you can extend now the 12.2 support time window up till 2030, and then they're going to keep doing that because 12.2 is going to really be the last EBS upgrade that you'll ever have to do. And as you know, the point releases are not nearly as time intensive as a major upgrade. So really great news, I think, for the EBS user community. So what does that enable? To look at other features. And so one of the things we're going to talk about in this session is your enterprise command centers. It's about information discovery, about being able to expose the data that you need to work on. The UI is very powerful. I think your users are going to be very excited about it. And there's no additional licensing fee. If you own the module that the ECC sits on, you can stand it up without any additional cost. You can see that it's available in the following areas, and so we're going to dive a little bit further into that during the session, and so really looking forward to exploring that with you. But you see how user-friendly. That's an example of the receivables dashboard, and it's really going to help you, again, take action quickly on any potential problem areas that you need to see. Look at those third-party accounts quickly and be more profitable in your company. That's a list there in the session on the slide of the different areas that are currently available. And so during the session, we'll take a look at what those look like, and so you can see if those are going to be helpful to your company. And finally, we're going to talk about the EBS Lift-And-Shift to OCI. A lot of organizations want to get out of the data center business. That's not their primary focus, and this is a great way to do it. And so really want to help the attendees to understand what the options are, how they can benefit you as an organization. And we're going to use one of the test real-life case studies where we have a client that has Dev, Test, Prod, DR, all in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and what they've, how that project unfolded, and how it benefited them. So really hope that all of you on the call today will join us in San Antonio. And didn't do much about test today, but we're a full service system integrator across the Oracle stack. And we're actually based in Plano, Texas. So as we close out our quick preview today, I'd like to welcome you to Texas. Hope you have an opportunity to come to collaborate and give you a short travel tips when you're coming to San Antonio. Of course, one of the things that is you're going to be right there on the Riverwalk. It's a 15-mile long walk along the San Antonio River. It has shopping, restaurants, nightclubs. It flows through approximately 5 miles of downtown San Antonio, and as I said, we're going to be right in the center of it during Collaborate. The Alamo is within walking distance. This is where a major battle for the Texas independence from Mexico was fought. Several very famous people lost their lives there defending the Alamo. Davy Crockett, James Bowie, that created the Bowie knife. And so if you're a history buff, that's a great thing to go see. And then the Tower of the Americas was the theme structure of the 1968 World's Fair. And it was actually the tallest observation tower in the U.S. until the Stratosphere was built in Las Vegas in 1996. So that's also within walking distance, just on the other side of the convention center, and you get a great view of San Antonio and the surrounding area from there. And then finally, the Mexican food. Can't let that pass by. If you love Mexican food, you're coming to the right place in San Antonio. So really looking forward to welcoming all of you to that great city, and we'll see you at Collaborate. Tiffany?
Thank you so much, Elisa. Again, like she said, just 1 week at Collaborate 19. Join the Oracle Applications User Group Forum. We'll cover topics on eBusiness Suite, on-prem, EPM, Hyperion, and so much more. You want to make sure that you take advantage of our lowest available rate, so register today by visiting collaborate.oaug.org. Again, thank you again, Elisa, for a great preview session. And thanks for everyone for attending today. This concludes our preview session for today. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again, Elisa.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.